The betrayal cut deep, a wound that still stings. But the fight is far from over. In fact, it's just entered a new, more dangerous phase. We lost a key player, someone we trusted, but in their place, new allies are emerging from the shadows. They're unexpected. Their motives aren't entirely clear yet, but right now, they're absolutely necessary. We can't afford to be picky when the stakes are this high. The city's fate hangs in the balance, and we're the only ones left who seem to care enough to do something about it. I watched from the safe house window as a sleek black car, the kind that whispers money and power, pulled up to the curb. It was late, the street lights casting long, distorted shadows. A man stepped out. He was tall, dressed in a tailored suit that probably cost more than my last 3 months' rent, and moved with a confidence that bordered on arrogance. He gave Amina and me a slow, deliberate nod. "I hear you could use some help," he said, his voice smooth, a smirk playing on his lips. "The name's Darius." I stepped forward, crossing my arms. I wasn't in the mood for games or pleasantries. "We don't have time for mistakes, Darius. Every second we waste is another second the mastermind strengthens his grip. So, what's your play? What do you bring to the table that we don't already have?" He didn't flinch. Information, the kind you can't get from kicking down doors. Back inside. In the heart of our makeshift command center, Darius proved he wasn't just talking. He plugged his own encrypted device into our network, and within moments, a web of complex data streamed across the main screen. Lines of code, financial records, and hidden communications filled the display, painting a terrifying picture. This mastermind you're hunting, his tentacles reach into everything, Darius explained, his fingers flying across his keyboard. High-level finance, cutting-edge tech, he's even got politicians in his pocket. We're not just up against a man, we're up against a ghost, an entity woven into the very fabric of the city. Amina leaned closer to the screen, her expression hardening. "A ghost he may be, but he still has a physical presence, weak points. If we can't take him head on, then we have to hit him where it hurts, fast and hard. Cripple his operations one by one until he has nowhere left to hide." Her words solidified our resolve. We had a new target, a new direction. It was time to prepare. The air in the armory was thick with the smell of gun oil and nervous energy. We laid out our gear-customized rifles, grappling hooks, EMP devices, everything we'd need for a surgical strike. This wasn't about brute force. It was about precision. "This next strike cannot fail," I said, checking the magazine on my sidearm. "We're outnumbered, outfunded, and outgunned, but we are not outmatched. We have something he doesn't a reason to fight beyond greed or power." Amina looked up from calibrating her comms unit. "Trust sharpens us. He rules through fear. We succeed through unity. We move as one." Her gaze met mine, then Darius's a silent agreement passed between us. We were a team. Our target was a fortified data hub, a digital fortress masquerading as a nondescript corporate building in the financial district. It was protected by private security contractors, mercenaries with military training and no scruples. As we approached under the cover of darkness, the shadows seemed to thicken, to cling to us. In the past, the darkness was something to fear, but we've spent so much time operating in it, fighting from it, that we've learned to thrive there. It's our element now. The infiltration was silent and swift. Amina disabled the perimeter sensors while Darius, patched in remotely, looped the security camera footage. I took point, moving through the sterile, empty hallways like a phantom. We encountered the first patrol on the 3rd floor. There was no time for negotiation. The takedown was a blur of controlled, non-lethal force. One guard went down to a sleeper hold, the other to a taser dart. As we pushed deeper into the facility, the resistance grew heavier. The guards were more alert, better armed. The silence broke. An alarm blared, painting the white walls in flashing red light. "Keep moving." I yelled over the noise, my voice a gritted command. "Forget the guards if you can, focus on the target." The server room. We burst into the main server room, a cavernous space filled with humming racks of blinking lights. This was the building's nerve center. But while I provided cover fire, holding back the guards trying to storm the entrance. Amina and Darius's on-site specialist, a quiet hacker he'd brought along, jacked directly into the mainframes. They worked feverishly, bypassing firewalls and downloading everything they could. It felt like an eternity. Finally, Amina ripped the critical hard drives from their slots. "Got it?" she shouted. "This is everything. This will give us the edge we need to end this." Our exit was anything but clean. We fought our way out, gunfire echoing in the concrete stairwells. Teamwork was our only saving grace. I'd lay down suppressing fire while Amina vaulted over a railing to flank our pursuers. Quick thinking and a few well-placed flashbangs got us to the getaway vehicle waiting in the alley below. Tires squealed as we peeled out, bullets ricocheting off the armored plating. Leaning back in his seat, a trickle of sweat running down his temple, Darius managed a grin. Not bad for a day's work. A little louder than I prefer, but effective. Ready for the next round. I allowed myself a small, tired smile as I watched the city lights blur past. Always. Back at the safe house, the adrenaline was finally starting to fade, replaced by a tense, focused energy. We gathered around the main screen once more, the stolen data already being decrypted. The faces around me were tired, bruised, but hopeful. We had won a battle, a significant one. The information on these drives could be the key to exposing the mastermind, to finally giving him a face. In this war, every ally counts. Every piece of intel, every calculated risk, every move we make matters. The storm that's been gathering over our city is growing, becoming more violent. But so are we. We're getting stronger, smarter, and more determined with every fight. This is far from over. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what happens next.